Hey guys, yesterday the GT5 2.02 update came out, and we're going to go over some of the stuff that I went over yesterday, but in video form now that the update's been out. But also the update contained a lot of things that weren't mentioned in the release notes, so we're going to go over them. Okay, so starting with GT Auto, if you remember that when you change your oil, when you refresh the body, refresh the engine, you get extra horsepower. And so that's what that looks like. In the bottom left corner you can see it says power points go from, was it performance points? Yeah, it's performance points from 402 to 409, and the horsepower increases from 192 bhp to 202 bhp. Another addition to the update was that standard cars can have their rims changed. So there you go, you have an option of, it changes from car to car, but you have an option of roughly 15 rims. And once you change it to one of those rims, you can actually paint them as well. I don't have video of that, but you can paint the rims. Well, the new rims that you've put on, but I don't think you can paint the original rims on the car. Another thing is that the seasonal event menu has been completely changed, so they've got rid of most of the races that were there before, and all of these new ones, when you get first place in all of the events, you get a gift card ticket. I haven't had time to play one of the events to get one of these gift cards, but it says level 20 class. So I don't really know exactly what that means, but you get a car. Something else to note is that underneath each of these events, there's a number of stars, and these basically show which races you've won. So you can actually view them there at the bottom. Another really interesting addition is the quick menu option when you're in the race. So before you had, display the times and display the rev counter. Now you can actually choose from a lot of things. You have the speedometer and rev counter, you have the suggested gear, the tire load indicator, which I don't think anyone uses that, the time, which you should have on, and the driver's list, which is pointless as well. But the suggested gear is pretty interesting because people don't like any help or guides or traction control. They don't like anything helping them, and suggested gear there was no option to get rid of it, and it kind of told you when to change gear, and that was pretty annoying. So they've actually they knew that, they realized that, and they changed it so you can actually take that off. And of course there's still an option for getting rid of any display, so you just have like the natural car and then the background setting. But if you do want to have a display, there's more customization options here now. Moving on to the other parts of the update, where I can't really show you, you just have to take my word for it and experience it for yourself. It said the racing audio effects have changed, so what I found is that the audio from the interior view is now a bit louder than it was before. Another thing that I noticed is the wind effect. If you remember from GT4, when you were in the roof view or the bumper cam, and as you were driving higher, faster and faster speeds, there was a lot of wind noise. And then when you went behind a car to draft it, the wind noise suddenly cut. Well, that's back, because I think if you noticed before, it wasn't actually there. Also, when your car reaches terminal velocity, there aren't these repetitive sounds. Someone called it a phaser sound audio effect. So yeah, I don't know exactly what that means, but I know the sound itself is pretty annoying, and they've got rid of that when your car reaches almost terminal velocity on, like, say, Circuit de la Sarthe, and it's like this repetitive noise coming from the exhaust. It's really annoying, and they've got rid of that. Also, the sound when you hit the curb, it's less prominent. Of course it's still there, but it won't overrun the car noise or anything like that like it was before. Some of the other issues they've updated, well, I should say they fixed, is in the endurance races, sometimes when you pit it in too fast, or you pit it in too slow, and then what happened is that the AI actually took over. B-Spec Bob kicked you out of the racing seat, and he took over the car, and then basically he raced for the however many laps or whatever time was left in the race. They fixed that. it happened to me on Tsukuba as well. I think it was in the 4-hour race with the Mazdas. And I was like, no! And it was like 1 hour left, but I managed to build up enough of a lead with my overpowered car that he was fine. But yeah, that was pretty annoying. They fixed that now, so that's good. Some other things I've noticed is that the chase cam kind of bobbles and weaves a little bit. So before, I think it was in Gran Turismo 2, maybe even 3 and 4, but I can't remember. But in Gran Turismo 2, when you turn the car, you could actually see the side of the car at slower speeds. I remember you could. This isn't like that, which is something I think I would like to have an option. This one's still stuck behind the back of the car, but it bobbles. I don't see the point of that. It's pretty annoying, and there's no option to get rid of it. you'll notice it. It's very slight, but it is noticeable. And finally, I mean, this is just my opinion. It's from what I saw when I was playing the game. Is it just me, or the standard cars look a little better than before? I think they do, but I'm not entirely sure. It might have been a certain standard cars. Yeah, I think they're improved a little bit, but I mean, it's so hard to tell, because I mean, they look good in the first place, but you know, obviously they don't look as good as the premiums. So it's always like you kind of doubt yourself. But I mean, I don't know, I'm not sure. So yeah, that's it guys, just a quick video today. Just wanted to go over some of the stuff that was mentioned and wasn't mentioned in the update notes, and just to give you my impressions of it. Very good update. I mean, this is the Gran Turismo that we wanted a year and a half ago, you know, with all these customizable options. Still got improvements to do. The DLC hasn't come out in the UK yet, which is annoying, but it should do in a few hours. I'm definitely going to download it, see what those cars can do. So anyways, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe, leave feedback. I'll catch you guys later.